everybody. I, Bhumika Vasyani, welcome you all to learn English with Saraswati Group of Education. Today, we are going to talk about idioms. Are you having any idea what are idioms? Let us see them. Idioms, that means it is a phrase or group of words that means something different from the words of which it is made. Okay, that means whatever the words which we can see in a phrase, that exactly doesn't mean the same thing. If you take the literal meaning, that is not the same thing. But according to the usage of those words, those phrases, it has acquired its meaning. Okay, for example, if I say apple of my eyes, so that doesn't mean that I have apple in my eyes. No. That means that someone who is very dear to me, whom I like so much, I can use apple of my eyes for referring to that person. Say suppose Raj is the apple of my eye. That doesn't mean Raj has become the apple in my eyes. No. That means Raj is very dear to me. Okay, I like Raj very much. That is apple of my eyes. So, there are so many idioms which we are going to study further in this video lecture. So, stay focused. Actually, it is very funny to learn all these type of idioms because you come to know that what are the new things which we can apply in our speech. And yes, when you are going to speak and practice all these idioms in your speech, it is going to be really funny. Okay? So, please stay focused to learn new idioms.
Okay, children, today we are going to talk about idioms. An idiom is a phrase or group of words that means something different from the words of which it is made. Okay, an idiom is a group of words that by usage acquires a meaning that is not usually literal. That means the words which you see in the phrase may not actually mean it. Okay, but it has acquired the meaning according to the usage of those words. There is a deep meaning connected to it. So let us see which are the idioms which we are going to come across in this grade. The first one is penny for thoughts. Penny for thoughts means a way of asking what someone is thinking. Okay, that means what are you thinking about? It is a way of asking to somebody. And if you want to use this idiom in a sentence, you can ask it like, for several minutes, they sat silently. Then finally she looked at him and said, a penny for your thoughts, Walter? That means a girl is asking to the boy named Walter that what is he thinking about. Okay, so when you want to ask something to somebody about their thoughts, you can ask like, penny for your thoughts? Okay, that means what are you thinking about? Let us see the next one. The next one is cost an arm and a leg. That means to be very expensive or cost a lot of money. Okay. And if you want to use the idiom in the sentence, you can use it like, my new car cost me an arm and a leg. Now, this can be, if I want to simplify this can be that if we have bought a car and somebody says, oh, it is this company, then you must have got a good discount and you must have got a good price at a cheaper price. And at that time you say, oh no, my new car costed me an arm and a leg. That means I had to pay a lot of money. It is very expensive. Okay. Let us see the next one. The next one is, don't bite off more than you can chew. That means that you should not take enough responsibility which you cannot handle. Okay, that is a way of saying that someone is taking on a task that is too big for him or her to complete. Okay, something which is hard for us to complete, but we have taken on our shoulders already that yes, I will do it. So that is, don't bite off more than you can chew. That means don't take so much of responsibility which you cannot fulfill, which you cannot accomplish. Okay, if you want to use this idiom in a sentence, you can use it like, taking 3 jobs at once is probably biting off more than you can chew. That means if we are having a hard time to find time for one job also, and we take up the responsibility of 3 jobs, then it will be like biting off more than we can chew. Okay, let us see the next one. The next one is under the weather. Under the weather means it is a way of saying that you are feeling ill. Okay, to feel ill, that is the meaning. If somebody is not feeling well at that time, he or she may use these words that I am feeling under the weather. Okay, look at the sentence. I am feeling a bit under the weather and need to go home. That person means that I am feeling little bit of unhealthy, little bit of sick, little bit of ill, and I need to go home. Let us see the next. The next one is let the cat out of the bag. Let the cat out of the bag. Okay, now that is a way of saying that you told a secret, you have revealed a secret which was a secret which was not to be told to anybody. You have already told that. That is the meaning of the idiom let the cat out of the bag. Okay, and if you want to use it in a sentence, you can use it like, my friend let the cat out of the bag and told me about the surprise party they had planned for me. That means my friend had told me the secret. He spilled the secret. He revealed the secret about the surprise party which they had planned for me. Okay, that is the way of saying that you have told a secret to somebody which was not to be told. Let us see the next one. The next one means it's raining cats and dogs. Now literally that does not have any meaning. Okay, if we say literally, that doesn't mean that it is raining cats and dogs, that cats and dogs are coming from the sky in the form of rain. No, it is not like that. That means it rains a lot. It is raining a lot, very heavily. Okay, that is the meaning of rains, and that is the meaning of raining cats and dogs. Okay, let us see the next one. A storm in a teacup. That is another way of saying that a small event that has been exaggerated out of proportion. That means that thing is not very bigger issue, but we create it as a big issue. That is a storm in a teacup. Okay, something which is not great, which is not so important, but we make it important and we make a bigger issue out of it, even if it is not. Okay, if we want to use it in a sentence, we can use it like, I don't know why they are making such a big deal about the fight last night. It was just a storm in a teacup. That means last night the fight which we had, that was not so big. That was not a big deal. But they are just making a storm in a teacup. That means they are just giving the importance, more importance to it, which is not needed. Let us see the next one. The next one is every cloud has a silver lining. That means every unpleasant situation has a positive side. Now, sometimes the situation may seem bad to us, that it is bad, something is happening bad with us. But there is secretly some good message sent into it. Some good thing is happening in the form of bad thing, which we don't realize in the beginning. We may realize in the end of the thing. Okay. If you want to use it, this idiom in a form of sentence, you can use it like, I am sorry, your business is going badly. But don't be upset. Every cloud has a silver lining. That means I am feeling bad that your business is not running well. But don't worry, there is always something good in the bad situation also. We have to find the positive side of something bad. Okay? Let us see the next one. The next one is to be on cloud nine. To be on cloud nine. That means to be extremely happy and excited. Okay. Now, when we are very happy, at that time, this idiom is used to express our happiness. For example, we can use it in a sentence like, I am on cloud nine when I study English. Well, I don't know about you, but I really like the subject. Okay, English. So when I was a student, I used to enjoy this lot of English. So I can use it for myself as I am on cloud nine when I study English. That means I am extremely happy and excited when I study English. Okay, let us see the next one. The next one is to sleep like a log. Now, log means a piece of wood. Okay, as you can see in the picture, that means a piece of wood. And to sleep like a log means to sleep very well. Okay, without movement and very nicely in deep sleep. If you want to use the idiom in a sentence, you can use it like, I was very tired from the soccer game last night and I slept like a log. That means I was very tired by playing the game of soccer. Okay, and I slept like a log. That means when we are, actually it happens with us also. When we have gone out somewhere for the picnic or for some trip, or we have played enough outside with our friends, then we get tired and then we sleep like a log. That means we sleep very soundly. We have a very deep sleep. Right? Let us see the next one. The next one is when pigs fly. Now you can see the picture, it is very funny. When pigs fly, that means something that will never happen or something which is impossible. Okay, at that time we can use these words when pigs fly. See the sentence? I guess I can expect you to clean your room when pigs fly. That means that you will never clean your room. Okay, so I cannot expect you that you will keep your room clean. So these words are used, that when can I expect you to keep your room clean? When pigs fly. That means you are never going to do it. Let us see the next one. The next one is can't judge a book by its cover. Can't judge a book by its cover. That means we cannot judge something primarily on appearance. Okay? That means just by knowing a little bit about somebody, we cannot judge that person, that person is selfish or that person is intelligent, that person is dumb, that person is angry. We cannot judge, like we cannot decide for that person, as we are knowing very little about that person. Okay? So if we want to use these words in a sentence, we can use it like, the candidate did not look very intelligent, but you can't judge a book by its cover. That means any person might have come for a job interview and the boss says that that person did not look much intelligent. But as I know very little about that person, I can't judge him directly like that he is intelligent or not. Okay, that is the meaning. Can't judge a book by its cover. We cannot say that how is the book, how is the person, unless and until we read the book thoroughly, right? So unless and until we know a person thoroughly, at that time, till that time, we cannot say that what type of person he or she is. So we should be patient enough and try to know a person thoroughly, and then only come to some opinion about that person. So these were the idioms which we had learned today in this grade. Okay, I hope that you people revise this and use it in your speech. It will be fun to use. You will get to know so many new words, and you will be able to understand the importance of language. Okay, so please watch this PPT again so that you can grasp the thing, you can understand the thing. Okay, it is not only like that, only one time you have to watch. As soon as I send and you watch one time. No. You can watch all the PPTs, all the video lectures repeatedly. You can watch them till the time you understand the things which are discussed in the lecture. Okay, which are discussed in this PPT. So please watch it again and again till the time you get it. One more interesting activity related to idioms, that is matching. Let us find what is there kept for us. Let us start. Okay, now there are two parts given here. On one of the part, it is written all the idioms. Okay. Okay, and on the other part, there are the meanings given of those idioms. Okay, the meanings which are acquired during the usage, throughout the usage of those words. Now let us see one by one which idiom is matching with which meaning. Okay, first one is a dime a dozen. A dime is a type of currency. Okay, now that means a dime a dozen. That means in one dime only we get a dozen of things. That means something which is affordable. So let me cite, yes, a dime a dozen. So from here we can select cannot understand, no. Be hurt, no. Lies, no, doesn't match with it. Get to the exact point, no. Very cheap, yes. Let me just select a dime a dozen. That means very cheap. And let us go to the next one. All Greek to me. That means any other language. All Greek to me. That means it is difficult to understand. So all Greek to me, we can relate it with cannot understand. Then hit the nail on the head. That means do not keep on explaining the other things. Just get to the exact point. So we will match it here. Get to the exact point. Okay. The next one is cock and bull story. Okay. Cock and bull story, that means lies. Somebody is speaking lie and creating the things which has not actually happened. The next one is take to heart. Take to heart means be hurt. Sometimes somebody says some of the things, somebody does some of the things through which we can get hurt. So it is known as take to heart. And you must have heard your parents also saying that, oh child, do not take it on your heart. I am just telling you this so that you can make yourself better. Now let me submit this and see that whether it is correct or not. Oh yes, can you see all the green ticks? That means all the answers are correct. Let us go to the next page and see what is given there. Here it is. Again the same thing. On one side all the idioms are given and on the other side the meanings are given. The first one is lion's share. Now lion is a very strong animal. He is known as the king of the jungle. So whenever we are talking about his share, that means he has the biggest share. Okay, so let me match it with the largest share given here. Yes, lion's share means largest share. Next one, a slap on the wrist. Now, a slap on the wrist means we are not giving any major punishment, but light punishment is known as a slap on the wrist. Smell a rat. That means we are smelling something which is not usual. We are feeling that something is not usual, something is suspicious. Okay, so we can relate it with the meaning of suspect something. Smell a rat means suspect something. We think that something is wrong somewhere. The next one is blood is thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water means that blood relations are very strong. They are not like water. They are not like so thin. Okay, it is thick. That means blood relations are very strong. On pins and needles. That means be nervous of something. Okay, on pins and needles means we are being nervous for something. Now let me submit and find out whether all the answers are given correctly or not. Yes, see all the green ticks, that means we have given the answers correctly. Okay, so these are the idioms which we have studied. Please practice them. If you wish, you can watch the video lecture again and you can jot it down in your rough book one time so that it will be easy for you. So whenever you want to refer, it will be available for you. But if you will start speaking English, then only you will be able to use these idioms in your speech.
Along with this video lecture, you all are going to get a worksheet in which there are two questions. Question number 1 is fill in the blanks with correct idioms. So the idioms which we have already learned in this video lecture, you all will be getting the options over there and you will have to find the correct idiom to match the blank and you have to fill in the blank. Okay? And question number 2 is match the idiom with its correct meaning. Now, two parts will be given, part A and part B. In part A, all the idioms will be written, which we have learnt. And in part B, all the meanings of the idioms will be written, but they will be jumbled. You will all have to find out the correct meaning of the correct idiom and write in front of it. Okay? Now, as I say always that there are two ways of doing the worksheet. Option number 1, either you can take the printout of the worksheet and write the answers in the worksheet itself, or option number 2, you can copy this worksheet in your grammar book. Okay, please take care. If you want to copy this worksheet and you want to write the answers in the notebook, then you can write it in your grammar book. Now when we are choosing the option of writing in the notebook, we will have to be careful enough that we don't make spelling errors and we write neatly. Okay? If you have any questions regarding idioms, you can ask me during the live lecture. See you in the next lecture.